Merry Christmas, it's 2018. What do you think about the tree? Thumbs up, it's great. So 2018, that's a big year. That means 2018 years ago, Jesus was born, a calendar started, year one. Not necessarily. There were people here before him. They must have had calendars before the calendars. So our calendar we're using may not depict how old we really are. 2018, it could really be the year 2318. I just put 300 years on your birthday. Let's check it out. Let's do this. So welcome back. Are you ready for this one? There was a calendar before there were calendars. So the calendar that they used to go on, or the one that we use now, was invented in the year 525. That's right, the calendar we use now is in 525, because there was the calendar before that one called the Diocletian calendar, and it was based on the Church of Alexandria, and that was because the emperor's name was Diocletian. That's right, that was the emperor's name back then, and he set the rules on what the calendar was and when dates started and when they end. But then there was a monk named Dionysius, and what he did in the year 525 is he wanted to erase the memory of that emperor because he was anti-Christian. He persecuted Christians. So what he did, he just got rid of it all and started a brand new calendar with AD. So these terms that we use, AD and BC, BC does actually stand for what you think it does, before Christ. AD, there's a myth that stands for after death, and it does not. It stands for Anno Domini, which actually translates in Latin into something more closer to the year of our Lord. So there's AD and BC. That's what this monk invented. That's what it wasn't. That's the year 1 AD was actually year 525. So if we used to use the old calendar, it's not necessarily 2018 right now. I think you're a few hundred years older than you actually are. I just added that to your birthday. I got more to tell you. Let's check some things out. Remember that monk I talked about named Dionysius? That guy? He invented the AD and the BC concept there. Well, eventually he had to find a starting place for his calendar. I mean, when was year one? I mean, it wasn't like he didn't say today's year one. What he did, it was based on the birth of Jesus, but he had to figure that out. And how he figured that out is, according to the Gospel of Luke, Caesar was in power for 15 years. And also in that same passage, it talked about Jesus being about 30 years old. So this monk took the year, or the 15th year that Caesar was in power, and subtracted 30 years. And on his calendar, the new AD and BC calendar, that became year number 1. And here we are 2018 years later from that calendar right there. Even though it was about 500 plus years before was another calendar that was tracking. So isn't that interesting? I got one more fact and then we're gonna move along. Okay, now that you know that there was a calendar before the calendar, I mean hundreds of years before the calendar, guess what? There was no year 0. That's right, there's 1 year AD, and that's where we started counting 1 to now, and then there was year 1 BC, before Christ. If you thought about it, there is no year 0. Another very strange and confusing thing, if you're not already confused by all this, that old calendar, we should be glad that it got wiped away, because the new year, as we see it now on this calendar, is January 1st every year. But the old calendar, it was on leap year. That's right, so they didn't have an actual new year every so often, like every 4 years. I don't know, on that calendar, it could have been every 7 years. We really don't know, because our leap year on this calendar is February 29th. His calendar on the old one was August 31st or August 30th, depending on when his leap year on that calendar worked. Confusing? Yeah. Be done with that calendar. We're on ours. This is the year 2018 or 2518, however old you want to be. Talk to you soon.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!